Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. Apologies for the delay. We had some parts that we were researching before putting them on the car and made the executive decision to not put them on the car. So they're getting returned. We're going to get some different parts. That is the spark plug wires. The ones that I got are nice, thick, juicy, 10.5 millimeter thick spark plug wires, but they are not going to be good long term for this car. This car, we need long term. We don't need short term stuff. We don't need disposable stuff. We need long term. Those would work. They would probably be okay, but the chances of them failing are greater than the set that I just ordered. And they'll be here on Thursday. So we'll do spark plugs later this week. The other, I don't know, we'll just change it to good news. The good news is the rest of the parts came in. You can see them on the back deck of the Limo. Mark's right behind there. I don't know what he's researching. He's researching something. And so we have the throttle cable bracket and the oil pressure gauge. We're going to kind of go between those two because we're going to remove the throttle cable bracket, and that'll give us more room to put the oil pressure gauge and the adapter in. And then we'll come back and we'll put the new throttle cable bracket on. It's one of those move things around. So we're going to move things around. We're also going to replace the distributor cap. So it's a little dusty, been sitting over there. We have to take the coil out of that one, put it in this one, put the cap back on, put it in the car. So we're not going to run the clear cap anymore. We're going to run the red cap. And so those are the things we're going to be doing today. Or do we want to save this for when we do spark plug wires? Yeah, you know what we're going to do? We're going to save this one for spark plug wires. I'll show you guys how to take the distributor apart and the parts, all the stuff that's spinning around in here. We'll save that for when the new spark plug wires come in. But yeah, we're just going to, the clear one is great for testing, to making sure you're getting spark. If you want to visibly see that arc rolling around, that's what the clear cap is really cool for. So we already know we have spark. This is a much better cap. This is an MSD distributor cap. So we're going to put this on. Plus do we have red wires coming or black wires coming? Black.
Whatever you order.
I think they're black wires. So we have black wires coming off a red distributor. It'll look really nice. It'll look really sleek. So we'll save that for when we get the spark plug wires in. We'll do the distributor cap then. We're not in any kind of huge rush, and the car runs great with the distributor wires that the spark plug wires that we currently have in there. They are we have the blueprint ones, which are made by MSD, and then we have 1 or 2 JEGS ones as temporary replacements. They work fine, but we want to get a really nice set in there, and we also want to get the right size. If I use the 10.5, they don't fit in the wire loom, so it is kind of weird, and the loom would like be separated. And they're nice and chunky, and they have very low resistance, which is great, but we just need a better, more long-term solution. So Mark found a set that's really cool that has ceramic boots on it. They're already done. You don't need to add a sleeve or anything. So that set is on order. That's coming here hopefully on Thursday. That'll come here. And that's when we'll do the distributor cap. So tonight we're going to pop the hood. We'll grab a light. I'll show you guys where the oil pressure sensor goes on the car, and we'll do the throttle cable and that bracket. And that should be plenty for tonight. It's kind of little tiny things, but these are all like super necessary. So talked a little bit last night about the kickdown cable and the kickdown switch. So that's going to get put into the bracket along with the throttle cable. Also, since this one's really adjustable, we'll be able to take out a bunch of the slack that's currently in the throttle. So let's see. Oh, hey, Nikki. Hi, Nikki. And Nova, you should be asleep. Hopefully Nova's asleep. She can watch this later and learn. All right. Good. Yeah, so we'll take out a bunch of slack in the throttle cable that's currently there, because the one that's on there isn't really adjustable. And so let's get cracking on that. Let me grab a light, pop the hood, and get this stuff taken care of. We did run this a little while, I don't know, what, 10 minutes or so today? And it actually ran very nice. So I think this car is much happier now. Oh, there's a bunch of dust on this from when I was doing the grill. It's a little dusty. Uh-oh. Alarm's going off. Stop that. Oh, and by the way, I did clear out the rest of Southwest Florida with all the Rockstar. So if anyone's looking for it, it's my fault. I bought it all. 40 cans, 42 cans, something like that. Might need 2 lights. Okay. First off, I'll show you guys the parts, and that way you can kind of see where they're going in. So these are our adapters for the oil pressure gauge. I'll show you where these go. There's 2 of them. They came in a 2-pack. They don't sell them individually. And then this is our throttle cable bracket. And he mounts on one of the studs for the carb, like that. And throttle cable comes in here, and he's adjustable on this slide. And then our kickdown bracket is adjustable on this slide. And so we have this is the one for the throttle cable. So he's got that funny angle. And they send you 2 different ones for your kickdown, and then the hardware. And then this is the stud that is required for the kickdown spring to hook into. And this is another adapter plate. This is the extension plate for this guy if you need to extend it or raise it or lower it. I don't think we're going to need this, but oh no, he's the actual lockdown plate. So we do need this guy. Well, no, I actually I don't think we do. I think we have enough room. If you need to extend it or whatever, or have it slide back, you can use this guy. So that's handy, and they include all the hardware. This is very simple. This is just lightly chromed stamped steel, and it's okay. It's nothing too fancy about it. It's sturdy, it's well built, and so are these brackets. So it's not cheapo tin. So we got our parts here. Let's go over to the engine bay. Let's see who else is here. Hey, Trust, you thought it had a spring in it. You thought what had a spring in it? I'm going to lower you guys too a little bit, so you don't have to tilt the monitor down. Get you in here as close as possible, because we're going to be working right back there. I might move the camera too, depending on how things go. You guys will have to let me know. So here's our old throttle cable bracket. And there's a ton of dust in here from when I was doing the grill. We'll have to blast all that out. So this is the bracket we're going to be replacing. And the oil pressure port is right back there, all the way underneath the distributor back behind there. So like I said, we're going to take this off. We're going to do the oil pressure, put the sensor in, then we're going to come back and do this. So what we can do is start taking things apart. It's our throttle return spring. I'm going to grab a tray. By the way, you get these trays. It comes in a pack of 3. It's a parts tray. You can get them at Walmart. They're really, really, really cheap. They're, I don't know, $20 for a 3-pack, $30. This guy is a ball socket, and he just pulls off. It takes a lot of pressure, not a lot of pressure, but a good amount of pressure to pull them off. Now, if you're looking like this is all the way idle, and then that's full throttle. So he's just going to sit back there. This guy, I can't really undo. We can also set up our guy like right now. This guy is not adjustable on this bracket for the throttle cable. On the other one, he is. So that's how we're going to be able to take out some of that slack. I can also get a different sleeve here. I think I actually have more of this. I have the other half of this in Ohio. So I might grab that just to clean it up a little bit. You don't really want that much exposed cable. So, yeah, let's get that throttle cable off there. What is he? I'm hoping most of this stuff is regular sizes. I'm going to say 5/8. Way too big, 9/16. Yeah, not the carb stuff. This is for the throttle. And I'm trying to do this stuff out of the way, you guys. And it's like 5 feet from the front of the car all the way up to this side. And there is a nut side on the other side. So if you need to hold it when you want to crank it down, you can. You gonna pop out of there for me, buddy? Probably not. We'll just unthread you all the way. And I will move the light here in a second. So come here. There you go. Then we just put this back together and we'll set him aside. Just give him a few threads and put him on the distributor because we're not going to mess with that. Next is this guy coming off. And hey, that was me. Actually, you know what? We'll leave that out in our parts tray. We'll do a little extension and a half. I don't think I need a deep socket. Let me see if I can move this light over. Does that help? Does that help you guys seeing what I'm doing here? I know there's a lot of chrome stuff and reflective stuff. And again, these guys aren't super torqued on here. You can probably use a quarter drive to torque these down. Whoops. Got to remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. And again, we're just going to put him back on there in a nice safe spot. Now, if you didn't have a throttle cable bracket, if you had an electronic throttle body or whatever, you'd have a washer there. But so here's our old one, and he has served us well, and he's worked fine. But we need our new one. So we're going to put him with the opposite side with the new parts. Use him as a backup. Now comes the fun part, is the oil pressure sender. I don't know if I can reach this from here. This car is so long. He is, you know what I can use is my little pointer guy. Where's my pointer guy? There he is. Can use my little pointer guy, right? So back here, underneath, right there. So if I just keep going at a 45-degree angle, there's a little hex head plug that's right there. And that's where our oil pressure sensor is going to go. Now our oil pressure sensor is over here, I think. Yep. Nope. Wait. That's the plug for it. There he is. Mark's energy drinks are covering the oil pressure sensor. My watch is telling me to take a moment. I don't think so. Oh, I need the little adapter, guys. So, oh, we got questions here. Thought it had a spring on it. The throttle cable, it does. So there's a spring that comes from Holly that automatically returns it. But sometimes these guys can get stuck open and that spring isn't enough to pull it back. And that's how you get throttles stuck like wide open. So that's why we have that safety return spring that comes back here. If for some reason that guy gets stuck, this guy pulls it back. And you can also put different tension springs on here. And that makes your pedal a little stiffer or lighter, however you want to do it. Does the car use 2 batteries? No, it uses 4 batteries. So when this car is complete and running, it will have 4 batteries in total. So we'll have 2 batteries on the passenger side, 1 at the front, 1 at the back. 2 batteries on the driver's side, 1 at the front, 1 at the back. This one does all of the engine stuff. So all the spark, all of that. The one that goes here is going to control all the lights and audio video. The one in the back passenger does the hot tub and the electronics in the back for like the license plate actuator and some other stuff in the back. And then the battery in the driver's side rear is for the air ride system. So here is our adapter, and he is entirely the wrong size. They sent me 3/8 NPT instead of quarter. That's awesome. So they sent me the wrong size. Oh yeah, this is really the wrong size. All right. Sorry, you guys. We're not doing the oil pressure sensor. They sent me 3/8, not quarter. That's awesome. That is so helpful. So anyway, I'll just explain it in that way because it's going to be very hard. I got to return these two, so be careful. It's going to be hard for me to show you back there because it is a very, very tight fit. So what happens is you have your oil pressure sensor, this guy. Well, I can hold it like that. There you go. And then this is supposed to, they sent the one size up. This adapter goes on there, and that gives me the height that I need. Because right now I can't, the manifold hits it right here. So I need a little bit of extra height just to clear. So that's what this adapter is supposed to be, but he's 3/8. He's not the correct size. So yeah, these have to get returned too. I'm doing a lot of returning. You think you order the right parts and you think everything's okay, and then when it shows up, what the hell? Yeah, it's a bummer, but it's okay because we also have the spark plugs on the way. So we can do it when we have the spark plugs. That'll clear out a bunch of the room back there too. So it's actually not terrible. Just it's very frustrating. And it's funny, I hit the accelerator pump and I can just smell gas. It just reeks of gas right now. This thing moves some absolute gas. So you know what I'll do? Just so you guys can see where it goes. I still have my pointer guy. So I'll bring you guys around with the camera. So you might, it's going to be wobbly for a second. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys right down in there is, trying to get the finger pointer on it. Hang on. Trying to get light on it. He is right there. There's a whole bunch of stuff in the way. So he's right there. You see him? That's where the oil sensor is. There you go. That's kind of a good view. He's that guy right there. He's just a little hex plug. And that's where your oil pressure sensor goes. So I'm going to bring you guys back up here and we can do the throttle cable, the bracket for the throttle cable. So least we can do something. I'm 98% sure that fits. So let's get those pieces. And um, since I'm gonna build it over here, I might bring you guys over here just so I can do the pre-assembly. Which one am I gonna use? I need to take this guy apart. So we'll use the small bracket. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna bring you guys over here. And we can put this thing together. There's Mark. Whoa. Okay. Stay put. This guy doesn't want to really stay put. All right. So I'm going to bring the camera over. Hang on. And we'll just do this here. Maybe he'll sit still. Maybe. Yeah. So we can do all the assembly here. Is that cool? Does that work for you guys? Oh, what's the question here? What part of it does it touch? Internally, it's hitting something? Yeah, uh so I'll use the kickdown switch as a reference. I'll show you what it's hitting. So say that plug is down here. This is your manifold, your intake manifold. That's what we're going to pretend. That's your intake manifold. So the plug is actually below that on the block. So we have to take that plug out. Now the problem is this guy doesn't fit. There's not enough clearance for him to get down in there. He actually hits on this. So he can't go all the way down. There's not a room clearance for this. So we have to get a little adapter to raise him up a little bit so that he does have clearance. So he has to get raised up a little bit. This is thread sealant, by the way. That's not a bad thing. So yeah, we'll get the we'll get the correct adapter. We'll send that back, and they're nice stainless steel adapters, but they don't work for any of my stuff. So let's get this apart. I believe these are all Phillips, and they should be maybe 1/4 inch. This is all the hardware. We'll just count them out quick. 4, 6, 8 of these are Nylox, which is really nice. They have nylon threads in there, so they lock up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have a stud, and I don't know, is this a throttle stop? Let's see, threaded here? No? Oh, he's threaded up here. So he's a catch. Yeah, so he's a catch or a stop up here. Okay. Oh, no, he's a like a set screw. Okay. That works. There's obviously no instructions with any of this, so we're just kind of guessing where this goes. But we do have all the hardware, which is a cool thing. So I'll put you guys, this thing, all it wants to do is tip over. So I'm going to put you guys back a little bit. Hopefully it's still fairly level. Does that work? Does that work okay? Okay. So we'll do one thing at a time, get the garbage out of the way. And yeah, these are all Phillips. So let me grab a number 2. And I don't know what size wrench that is. I need a number 2. Sounds bad. I need a number 2. I don't have a number 2. I had it out earlier. I don't know what I was doing with it. this will work. And let's find a little wrench for this guy. Any guesses, inch or metric? No? No guesses? Oh, yeah, 5/16. That'll work. He's probably metric, but we use the 5/16 for now. So put this on the carb. He's going to go that way. So if you're looking at the front of the car, we're just going in the direction of the camera's traveling. It's going to go like that. So first thing we can do is take our throttle cable bracket. When you have really dry hands, it's hard to open these. Put that back. And he is going to slide on, let's see, he's going like this. So he's going to slide on this way. So not that, but definitely this. Come on, buddy. Work with me. This is the fun part. Okay. Next up. Okay. So we have our throttle bracket in there. And then the one we decided we're going to use is the small square for our kickdown. And we should have plenty of room. We'll obviously check that later on, but we're going to put our kickdown back here. So do this kind of like the other one. And nylock nuts, they let you do the first couple of threads so you can get it started. But after that, you're going to be cutting into the nylon. So nylock is good. Loctite obviously is better, and stamped threads are even better. And having the whole damn thing welded is even better. So the only difficulty with nylock stuff is that when it gets hot, it can get loose. So, we're not even close on this. Nope. So he is metric, 5 mil. Or sorry, 8 mil, maybe. Grab a cup. I don't think he's 8 mil. I think he's smaller than that. Might have to use a socket. Oh yeah, he's way smaller. So gotta go with the socket. That's okay. That's why we have these tools. Seven or 6. Use our little mini wrench. Let's see. Nope. Yep. So see how much of this I can hold by hand. Yeah. Oh, he starts to get tight. My left hand doesn't work anymore, so. I like the adjustability on this one versus the other one, because taking the slack out of the throttle, this throttle has been messed with a whole bunch from when Cadillac had it, from when the Limo company had it, from when the quote builder had it to now me having it, it's it's seen some stuff. It's got some PTSD going. So we'll see if we can snug these guys up a little. By the way, these little wrenches, I know I showed you guys these before, but it's been a while. These little guys are great. I got them at a hot rod show in California a long time ago. They're super smooth. I think they're 96 teeth. You can barely hear them. And so this is tight. And then if you want to go loose, you press it over to the other side. And he works backwards. So these are super cool because you can also, they're kind of a slim head. So you can get them into really tight spots. But also, if you're trying to hold it with your thumb, you don't change direction. Sometimes you're holding this and you're ratcheting it, and accidentally, like on a snap on or something, you'll change it over to loosen or change it over to tighten or whatever. So we're going to put this guy all the way back and just snug him up a little just so he doesn't slide. So we're not going to go fully cranked down, but we're also not going to. So he can still slide a little bit and scrape up the shitty chrome finish on it. These guys are a little bit tight. Let's see if we can back them off. Just a touch. There we go. I'm going to try and hold it without changing the sides of the wrench. I don't want this guy going there. There he goes. Like he just went in there. So that guy can slide too. So now our bracket's built. There you go. That's what the new one looks like. And he'll mount in the car like this, right on the carb. So I'll take you back over to the carb. We'll actually, you know what we can do right now is let me take this stuff apart because we don't need this right now. So we can pull those two guys out. And so we have our kickdown switch. These washers, this guy stays in the back. This is just a sheet metal washer. He stays in the back. And since our bracket is like this, I want to make sure he goes in the right direction. And he'll go like this. You can have him up like this, but I'm keeping rain and stuff away from him, from these contacts, even though they get heat shrink on them. And this way you can adjust a little. And then the rest of the washers, you have your lock washer. Actually, he's not called a lock washer. I forget what he's called. Splined washer. You have your regular flat washer. And then your nut. There we go. And so if you want more threads or a little more adjustability, you can slide this guy back. Oops. Yeah, we're going the right way. There we go. Okay. And this, of course, will get Loctite on him because he's not a nylock right now. So he's just going to go finger tight for now. Again, there's a ton of adjustability that we still have left. So, and yeah, he just slides out of place. Like I showed you guys before, he is a switch. So when you pull on this, he actually activates the switch. So right now it's open. It's an open circuit. And then when you hit the throttle, it opens that, and that's your contact then. Then it's like flicking a switch. It sends a signal. You have 12 volts to go in and you have 12 volts to go out. It sends a signal to the transmission to shift down a gear. Click, click down a gear, click down a gear, click down a gear. And it's only a 3-speed transmission, so it can only go down 2 gears max. It will more than likely only go down 1. Will you enter the limo into any shows? Yeah, probably. I mean, why not, right? I mean, cavalcade of cars, what? Shit, let's take it to SEMA. I don't care. Doesn't
No, the
phase.
Ultima's the SEMA car.
The Ultima is the SEMA car. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to bring this over to the parts tray and then I'll show you guys putting it on the car. Let me grab the camera and take a different view and bring you guys over with me. I'm kind of bummed about those wires. I was excited. I like the big meaty 10.5s, but that's okay.
You don't want them problems.
Yeah, there's bigger issues at hand. So you guys remember where that goes? He goes with this nut right here. Be careful, don't lose this anywhere down in here, or please not in there anywhere. So our bracket goes on. Shiny new chrome, hasn't seen Ohio. Mark's laughing because he knows that is actually an issue. So there we go.
Everything in Ohio is an issue.
Yeah, he's not kidding. So our bracket is on. We're going to try and square them up. I'm at a very odd angle here. So the bracket is actually acting as our washer, which is okay. Again, if you look at custom show cars, you'll see custom show cars, and this bracket for the throttle cable will be like, it'll have the person's name carved in it, or it'll say like Buick or something like that. So these are very generic, very straightforward, nothing fancy. So we can now, actually, it's probably better for us to do the kick down. So this guy can come all the way up front here. We can adjust him later if I hadn't left the damn screwdriver over there. I'll bring this part over too. And a little socket. Glad they gave me those little Ziploc bags. I'll put the extra stuff in there. Okay, there we go. So this guy, ching, 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 change gear, change gear, change gear. And he hooks up down here to this. And that's why we have this kit. So I'll show you where this goes. And it's kind of tedious on how it goes together. Let me move the rest of these parts over here. But we'll do the super basics. And then when it's all working and tweaked and everything, so I have the rest of the parts over here. I'll show you guys how all the adjustment and stuff is done. So we just have the stud. I'll show you where the stud goes. Stud goes in this little slot for the ABS. He goes right in there. He'll click in once I push him. I don't want to push him in right now. Stay there. So this stud goes right here. And there is a washer and nut that go on the back of him. That is a lock nut, or a lock washer, sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of those types of washers. And I'll probably come back and trim this screw. No, he's actually okay right there. There's a pretty big nut on him. So then we have this little guy, which goes in the end of the spring. Right? And he goes on, the cable goes into him. This is hard to see right here. At least it's difficult for me to see. So our cable then goes in here through the base of that, and then you can just kind of tuck him behind the spring there. It doesn't really matter where he goes right now. We'll adjust him in a minute. You can see him sticking out of the back of the spring back there. And this is our set screw that locks that cable in place. You can also, when that guy comes through, you can bring him back around. You can loop him back around. And if you really want to, you can crimp him off. But it's just kind of nice to have that adjustability. If I pull on him hard enough right now, he's going to slip right past this set screw. So I just have it turned by hand, just so we can see how all this goes. There's a slot in this. See that slot? That's where that cable goes. And then the crimped end goes down here. He goes on the outside. Okay. Oh, this is hard to do. And yeah, he's just going to fall out of there. Come back here. So he goes on the far side right there, and he's just going to stay right there. And now our stud that we just put in, I'm going to pull on this. I don't want the cable to slide all the way out. So I'm just going to loosen our set screw here a little bit. There we go. I'm just going to set him in place for now. You guys can see how all of that goes together. So that is our kickdown setup. So when we go full throttle, he's going to pull on that spring and activate that switch. This guy comes forward, he pulls on this spring, activates the switch. So this was the little adapter that we needed. I figured out where it was. He's on the black Sniper that got stolen out of my shop. Sorry, I shouldn't say stolen. I don't know that for sure. It is no longer in my shop. You see this hose, how he's malformed? That's from air pressure and from heat. So when I release the pressure here, he's gonna inflate. It's how you get the air out of systems. Let it all come up to the top and then suck it out. There's still a little bit of air in there, but it'll be all right. So there's our kick down. Here comes our throttle. And again, this guy's adjustable too, which is really nice. He's going to take a little bit of slack out of that. We got to do this. You can't pull that throttle cable all the way through. He's not big enough to slide that. So you have to do him like this. And you do have other adjustability here. You know, it's not, you can add washers or whatever. But we took some pretty good slack out of that. If we keep it all the way forward, I think we're okay. So there's our throttle cable bracket. Again, we're just finger tight. This guy, yeah, actually, that's not bad. We had a big gap back here. So now this guy, he just clips in. He has little flanges, so he just pushes on to the ball socket there, just like that. So we have our throttle hooked back up and our kick down. Now, again, we're going to have to do that set screw. We're going to have to lock these guys in place, but we have everything kind of where we want it. A little bit of fine tuning. We're going to be in really good shape here. So I'm going to give this a helper turn or two. There we go. And now our cable's in place. We could actually drive the car. It won't kick down because this is going to slip, but we're actually in really good shape. New throttle cable bracket. And can't forget, got to put, this is our safety spring. This is our super duper return spring. He goes looped in this side. No. How does he? Yeah. Doesn't he loop in that side? Yeah. I don't know why he didn't, but it comes back here, and that gives you that tension both ways. You can add another spring. You can do, you can run 2 of these. You can run one very short high tension compression spring. You also have, they have return springs for secondaries that you can add on here just to pull everything back. So your whole carb will shut off and no fuel will go at all. They have return uh, springs for the accelerator pump. So there's a lot of safeties that you can put on the car. The accelerator pump you don't really need if you're pulling the throttle all the way back, because that's basically shutting off all air, all fuel. Like right now, no air, no fuel, you're done, depending on your idle switch. But this is 0. So even if your accelerator pump goes, it's just going to fill up here. It's not actually going to go into the engine. So it's not crucial. You won't see it a lot on accelerator pumps, but you will see it on these. You'll see different spring setups. And a lot of it, when you have like show cars, it's done for show. When you have it for race cars, it's done for safety and there'll be backups. When it's done for cruisers, it's done for how it feels, how nice you want that throttle to feel. This car, I don't need it to launch all the time. It's not a, 68 Camaro with a big block. So this is set up for cruising. You're going to have to push on the throttle a little bit, but it's a heavier throttle than like the MR6, but it's a lighter throttle than like a Peterbilt 378. So that's that. So at least we got one little part in there, even though I bombed out on the spark plug wires, and I can still smell a ton of fuel just from me messing with the throttle. This thing loves to move fuel. If you're looking for something to move a lot of fuel, Holley 4150, 750 CFM. When you see cars like old Pro Street cars that have, they say, 2 Holley 750 double pumpers, this is what they have. These are called double pumpers because they have vacuum secondaries. So they move a shitload of fuel. I mean, like a lot. They're incredibly inefficient, but they move a lot of fuel. And sometimes you'll see 2 of these mounted, like on top of a blower or something like that. So the other thing I should do tonight is clean off all the dust and stuff out of here. I'll put the cover back on. So sorry, you guys. I was really hoping for more parts and to do more stuff, especially that oil pressure gauge, because that is one of those hidden things. It's all the way back there, or the oil pressure sensor. I was also really excited to do new plug wires, but yeah, sorry. That's, I guess that's kind of the nature of the beast. You try and do stuff and someone sends you the wrong fitting and you have to send it back. Plus, this car fights me every nut and bolt. So it doesn't surprise me. The car probably called the distributor and said, no, make sure you send them the one that's too big or one that's too small. Either way, I'm sure they would have done that. So, yeah, that's kind of it for tonight. I don't really have anything else to put on there. I'm gonna put all these parts away. These guys can all go in one bag. We'll save the bracket just in case we have a bracket failure. Would be very unique, but just in case. And then those guys get returned. So we have everything, and this is all of our throttle cable stuff. This will go in a Ziploc bag, and then it'll go in the limo bucket. That is all the spare parts for the limo. Put the socket back. So that guy can stay there. Please. Get our pointer back. It's actually my bug scooper too. You guys have watched me pick up hundreds of millipedes with that thing. Oh yeah, I just wanted to get the dust off of it from from the body work that I was doing. God, you guys, I can't tell you how much I dislike body work. I wish I could explain it. I wish I could explain how much I dislike body work, but I can't. To me, body work is like multiple root canals at the same time. That's what I envision body work as. I definitely need to get the air hose in there and blow that stuff off. I'm going to raise you guys up here, so I'm not talking to the floor. Yeah, why would you turn right there? Okay. Just want to stay put. So we entered the limo on any shows. Yeah, trust. That's not a bad question. Probably not any shows, but we're going to be doing a ton of the events here in Florida. So there are literally events almost every day. You could probably find a car event every single day.
Actually wanted Hooters Mission Barbecue tomorrow evening.
So yeah, local restaurant. This goes to recycle, and we're done. Now, you could technically go to a car event here in Florida every single day. So they're not obviously as prestigious as, World of Wheels or SEMA or PRI. See, now to Mark and I, PRI is 10 times more prestigious than SEMA. Hey, I found my number 2. So to Mark and I, see, here's the number 2. So I'll show you what Mark and I look like at SEMA. Here's us at SEMA. Yeah. And then us at PRI. Oh. That's the difference. So if you're ever wondering, SEMA is show, PRI is go. If you're wondering the difference between the two, they're both run by the same company. They're both, good shows, and they both serve a purpose, but SEMA is for show, PRI is for go. Yeah. Don't let there be any doubt about that. It's a lot of fun though. So, if we go to PRI, sure. I highly doubt this thing will go to SEMA, but we'll take it, I'll take it to events here. I really want to take it to Cars and Fifth in Naples. There's nothing more just outrageous than having this thing at one of the premier shows in Florida. Cars on Fifth in Naples is a huge deal. It's Ferraris and Koenigsegg's and all that stuff. Love to take this thing there. And probably go to Amelia Island, but when I get denied the regular concourse, I'll do Lemons, the concourse of Lemons, which is at Amelia Island, the exact same weekend. It's just in a different location. Who's here? Oh, hey, Liz. Hey, Liz, I sent you an email about the race, and hopefully you got things swapped over to the MR6. So, and don't forget to do your license too. That one's really important. So we're getting close to racing. We're going to be doing a ton more live streams from the shop. So we will have, if I can, I'll live stream the Bentley getting towed out of there. But otherwise, we'll be doing the live stream from my shop in Ohio with prepping the MR6 for our race next month at Mid-Ohio. We are racing 24 Hours of Lemons. We have a really great team. Liz is a rookie driver, and Jeremy is a rookie driver. We have 2 rookie drivers on our team. We have Ted, who's raced with us before, and my friend Ted is a little different than you and I. Ted actually holds a world record for the fastest blind running mile. No, he's not blind, but he ran the fastest blind mile in the world. So, yeah, we have interesting people. And then Craig Reed, huge Ferrari mechanic and awesome driver, and a really great friend of mine. And so we have a really great team. We have 5 drivers. We're not taking the second car. We had a bunch of people flake out and bail out on us. So we're going to take 1 car. We're going to get a ton of laps in, and we'll have a ton of fun. It also gives us a little more time to prep the other car, even though we had to miss out on Road Atlanta because of the stupid wedding and other stuff. And me being away is making it harder to work on the cars. So I need to be a little bit closer to get those cars ready to go. So that's where we're at with lemons. So we do have lemons coming up. We have a ton of shop stuff from Ohio, which would be a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys join us for that. That's a little different than working on this. The lemon stuff, the race cars are, it's a little different mentality. It's a little different parts. It's a little different kind of all around. So hopefully you guys enjoy that as much as building like kooky, crazy shit like this. You're voting on car against humanity for a theme. Okay. I don't remember that one, but I personally, my theme is Ibiza Final Boss. I love that dude. I love that he was just an absolute random dude who got caught on camera, and he had that look, and he had that personality and the tattoos and the haircut and all of that. I love that. And his girlfriend was super cool about it. She thought it was funny as hell. And oh, I just broke it. Sorry.
How dare you?
I was trying to get the last extension out and I pulled the handle off. So, you know how many times that's happened to me? So, the Ibiza Final Boss, I think, is kind of fun. If you want to learn how to do that, become a drummer. Oh, Cards Against Humanity. Yeah, Cards Against Humanity. Although Car Against Humanity would actually be pretty good too. Think about it. That'd be kind of a good twist. So you could have, I don't know, pictures of like catalytic converters or ABS systems or something like that. And, I don't know. I don't know. That Car Against Humanity could be pretty good too, but Cards Against Humanity is going to be kind of difficult because there's a lot of very rough stuff in there. So you might have to be a little keep it to the R rated and not the triple X rated, and you might actually be able to pull that off. So let's shorten this one more, yeah, and then whoa, maybe not. There we go. Did you ever do pen tricks?
No.
No. It's where you got to have a Korean roommate in high school. Get to do cool pen tricks. Yeah. We've got a bunch of really cool ideas. Craig had some too that were pretty cool. So we'll do the list in the group chat, and we'll see if we can pick one from there. And my friend Sam will do the vinyl again, hopefully for us, and that'll be great. He does great vinyl and always cuts me a hell of a deal. So tons of stuff coming up, especially in the next month. And you guys are awesome for hanging out and watching all this and my insanity and dealing with, number one, parts that suck. As soon as Mark saw that box, he's like, dude, no. I was like, what? He's like, no.
Send them back.
Send them back. There's way better shit out there. And I was like, okay, well, that's the end of that. And I go, but they're 10.5. He's like, I don't care. They can be 14 millimeter. It doesn't matter. They're not good. And then getting the wrong parts, obviously that one was a difficult one. And we'll do the distributor, we'll combine it. We'll do some wiring stuff on Thursday. So it kind of works out for the best. But yeah, you guys hang in there for all of that stuff, which is really great. And also, we'll show you a little bit on adjusting the idle and leaning the car out a little bit. If we can, we'll do a stream on that because carburetors they're not finicky, but they're very adjustable. And you have to have not only the tools for it, like a timing light and that sort of thing, but you have to have an ear and a feel for it. It's very odd. You have this ear, and then when you're touching the engine or touching the car, you'll be able to feel when it is tuned correctly. It might not look it on paper, or the screws at a weird angle or something, but everything feels right. It runs right. It idles right. It hammers right. So tuning a carburetor is it's not a finite number. It's a very personal thing. It's a sensory thing. It's a hearing and feeling thing. Mark's been doing this for a long time. He's got a good feel for it. I've done it a whole bunch. So we're trying to get that feel that we're looking for. And it's something, we've done a bunch of carbs and set stuff up, 2 barrels and 4 barrels and all this different stuff. And you want to get that feel correct where the engine's happy, the carb is happy, the air, everyone's happy. So finding that balance.
Gassing the neighbors out across the street.
Yeah, and not making the neighbors' eyes water because we're running so rich, but also not leaning this thing out where it's throwing sparks out of the carb. So we're trying to find, it's very hard to explain. I think it's easier to teach because you can have someone physically touching the vehicle and you can feel the mix level out. You're a little too rich, you're a little too lean. You can feel when you get to that middle point where you're like, yes, now this thing runs perfect. Now hit it to 3 grand and you adjust a little tiny bit more, and then you get everything dead on. And then your car is going to run great. It's one of those, it is a very sensory thing. It's not like, put in 6.4422 turns of the screw and the idle mix screw. It's not like that. You can't just like tell someone that. So it is very much a feel thing. And another fun thing to do, and I did this with a friend of mine, like dial everything back to 0. So the car's running crazy rich, the idle's set, it barely runs, and then say, okay, man, go for it. And then they get to set that stuff and they get to feel it and learn it. That's how I learned it.
I know wasn't far off other than
No.
floats.
We were pretty close. That Blueprint set that up originally, so we just had to do some little touch up. But Tom Vertis taught me that. He did that. He was like, because I had a '73 Cherokee Chief, and it was really badass. And we had it running perfect. And then he goes, "All right," and he just unscrewed everything. And he's like, "All right, your turn." What, dude? We just had it running perfect. Okay. And I think I got it pretty close to where he was. He used to build top fuel dragsters and stuff. So yeah, I got it pretty close to where he was. But so thank you, Tom Vertis, for teaching me that many, many moons ago, and a billion other things about cars and trucks and thigh calls and a whole bunch of other stuff. So hopefully you guys are learning along with me, and kind of like I did too. But we didn't have this stuff, so I didn't have people 1,000 miles away, sending me messages. So that's it for tonight. We'll get some more parts in. We'll keep going on this car. We're gonna do some more tuning on it. Obviously not at midnight, but we'll do some more tuning on it this week. Get it smoother. Put those new plug wires in. The new plugs are fantastic. We put new spark plugs in this, and that helped immensely. The new wires are really going to help it, and it's also going to give us that durability and what's the word I'm looking for?
Longevity.
Yeah, the longevity, the sustainability that this thing's going to fire up and run every single time that we turn the key and go for a cruise. That's the hope. So also we'll do some headlight prototype. I'll show you guys some of that stuff, and we'll keep going. So Thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your patience with the weird parts and not getting the right parts. Uh, hopefully you guys, I hope you guys don't experience that, but I do regularly. And I think it's because of, that's just me. I'm just guessing. So uh, we'll keep going and we'll do another live stream when I get the parts in. And if we do anything before then, I'll definitely hook you guys up and let you know. And I think that's about it for tonight. We're good. Yeah. We got all the other parts put away, all the other stuff. So we'll get going later this week. Thanks everyone. That's just life with cars, wrong parts. Yeah. Yeah. You think, and with this, you think you order the right part. Oh, it's for a 1980 Fleetwood. Yeah, absolutely. Nope. 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 So thanks everyone. Thanks to all the new subscribers. You guys are great. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying this. I'm going to keep doing it. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, or whatever, definitely put them right down there. There's a whole comment section right down there. You can put them down there. You can email me, text me, whatever. I'm easy to get a hold of. Hit me up on social media. It's just my name, and we'll get questions answered there. And that's it for tonight. Don't forget to show someone that you love them. Give them a kiss on the cheek. Give them a kiss on the tip of their nose. Hold their hand. Give it a squeeze. It is really, really important for them. But do you believe this shit? I'm just kidding. It's far more important for you. Thanks, everyone. We will catch you later this week. Have a great night.
What are you talking about?
What is it, a nightstand?